You watch, as if in slow motion, another vehicle pull out in front of an oncoming motorcycle. The motorcyclist crashes into the car, loses a leg, flies through the air, and lodges under your truck. Another motorist on vacation also witnesses the accident, jumps out, and comes over to your truck. Though there are many who help in the rescue, the two of you suddenly hold a man's life in your hands.
Squammy 911, what is the address emergency?
We're at the intersection of Duncan Creek and Highway 14. There's been an accident. A motorcycle hit a car and it's bad.
Okay.
I don't think the guy on the motorcycle is alive.
Okay, we'll get help down that direction.
I was coming down Duncan Creek Road in Skamania, gonna head westbound on Highway 14 to pick up some culvert, and came down to the stop sign waiting for traffic to clear. And there was quite a bit of traffic. I sat there for about a minute and a half, and I noticed a motorcycle coming from the east, and I heard the impact of an accident. And I knew exactly what happened, and when I turned around, the accident was already over, and I heard the guy's body hit the bumper on my truck.
Yeah, I had my grandfather in the front seat, my mom in the back, and we were on our way to Bonneville Dam, and they were from out of town, so I was showing them the area. And I remember the car in front of me, it looked like he was gonna do a U-turn. And as soon as I saw his car start to go, I started screaming in my car. Sorry. And I saw him hit the motorcyclist, and all I saw was just debris everywhere. I didn't see him. I didn't see him go underneath your truck. I didn't see any of that.
I went up front, and here's a guy from a motorcycle laying underneath my truck. His eyes were glazed over. He wasn't breathing. His leg was busted off. There was a shoe there with the bone sticking up that was separate.
I saw Roy with the motorcyclist, and so the guy that was in the car, I hadn't seen him come out of the car yet, so I ran over to him, opened up the door, and he was just kind of sitting there in a daze. And I could tell he just seemed very confused and didn't really know what happened. And so I made sure he was okay, saw that he was fine.
And started to notice some blood coming out of his leg. Grabbed a hold of his jean material below his leg, twisted it up, shut down the blood, and with the other hand was supporting his back and head. And the next thing that I know, I looked up and Isabel was across from me.
Went over to where Roy was, and I could see Roy was holding on to the bottom of his leg. I couldn't get a pulse, and he did look just completely glazed over, wasn't breathing. I thought he wasn't alive. And then right then he started grasping for air, and it sounded like he was breathing. It was very labored, but he was breathing.
See, I've probably had a half a dozen classes through the Red Cross for CPR and first aid. What I remember is shutting off the blood flow from his leg and looking at the blood come out, and I got it to where it was stopped.
When I first came up, when Roy was holding on to the bottom of his leg, I remember from below his knee down was just completely gone. It was gone. There was like nothing there.
She grabbed a hold of the bottom of the legs, what I recall on the tourniquet, and at that time I went and washed up.
Yeah, the entire time we were there, it was about 30 minutes before help aid had arrived, and he never did gain consciousness the whole time that we were there.
They said he's still alive, but his chances, he's not going to make it.
And if it wasn't for the gallant efforts of Isabel and Roy and everybody that came around to back them up, I for sure would have died there on the spot. They, in my mind, are truly true heroes. My hat's off to them, and my deepest gratitude for not only their knowledge, but their forthright to help another human being.
I totally told myself not to cry, too.
Later we found out if he had bled anymore that he wouldn't have survived.
Lucky you were there.
Yeah, lucky Isabel was there.
You watch